And what we're working towards is kind of that elevator pitch. And I actually like to think of it as a marketing one-liner. It's hard to get you to a place where you can say who you are in one line. So I want to just say, I know that this exercise is challenging. And if you need more words, great. But I encourage you to try to think about how to do it in a pithy way. And I'll show a little bit about an example from me to kind of guide you. But the framework here is I help customers. And in this case, your customers could be internal stakeholders. It's not necessarily external customers. Do results. And so what are you encouraging them, or ultimately, your impact has what on them, and then by doing solution. And so this is how you bring those results to life. So I know that can feel vague, so we'll show an example. I also want to just provide another framework that can help a little bit more with identifying that marketing one-liner. So you can basically just fill out the italicized portion. So the short description of who your customer is, again, can be internal. If you're an engineer, maybe you focus on your kind of how you write code for your PM or for the team that you're working with, and what's differentiating about that. And then second, short description of the problem. In this case, with an engineer, maybe the problem is, the code was messy, and you are really talented at looking at messy code and finding a way to streamline it and make it more efficient. And then short description of the solution. Well, how do you do that? What's differentiating about what you do to take this sort of messy code and find ways to make it more efficient? And then short description of the value created. And this would be, maybe you sped up the app by X% because of your ability to take that messy code and really make it more efficient. So this is another way for you to think about it. And then again, I'm going to show you an example. So for me as a coach, I obviously wanted to figure out what I want to focus on as a coach and the kind of customers that I want to work with. And so I did a bunch of marketing exercises to do that. And using this framework, for me, my customer is motivated professionals. So people who want to career change, people who want a job at FANG companies, people who are looking for that promotion. So motivated professionals are my customer. And then what do they want? What's the solution? They want more from their careers. So ultimately, there's something about their current status that they want to change. And most likely they're wanting to maybe climb that career ladder. But often I see people wanting to do lateral moves because they're excited about some other opportunity. And then the way that I do that is through self-advocacy centered coaching. So how do you position yourself so that you can get that outcome that you want? And ultimately, that's essential. Sometimes you'll have a boss who's amazing and does that advocacy work for you. But until you state it out loud, until you say, this is what I want, it's unlikely you're going to get it. So I help a lot of clients with just that communication and with bosses to explain what it is that they want. So that's what I do. And then this is and this is my greater mission of why I love being a coach, is so that they can live intentional, empowered lives, and that they're satisfied with their careers, and that just trickles out in the world. That's what I am excited about. And so ultimately, my one-liner, maybe it's not exactly that framework. I played around with the framework a little bit, and I think I encourage you to do so as well. Make it natural for you. Write it down so that you can imagine yourself telling this to somebody. So for my one-liner, I coach professionals to advocate for what they want in their careers so that they can live intentional, empowered lives.